Let me ask you something. How many people do you know who start things strong and they never finish? A project, a diet, that New Year's resolution to go to the gym and quitting after a week, a goal, a big idea, gone as soon as it gets tough. Now think about the people who always follow through. The ones who keep showing up day in and day out, even when there's no one clapping. That's the difference maker. That's commitment. And in leadership, it's not just important, it's everything. Let me start by telling you what commitment is not. It's not a fading interest. It's not doing something only when it's convenient. And it's not starting something new every time things get hard. Commitment is more than just sticking with something when it's convenient. It's a conscious choice to stay on the course, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, and especially when no one's watching. Commitment is not a one time decision, it's a series of consistent choices. Committed people don't quit when things get tough. They adjust, they adapt, and they keep going. Whether it's to a person, a job, a belief, or a vision, commitment is built on loyalty and staying true to your word. Commitment's important because it builds trust. People know you'll follow through. It also shows character because it displays that regardless of circumstance, you aren't going to go quit on something. So, my personal story about commitment and my biggest display of commitment at my job is when I was called upon to take on our ERP implementation. My company began implementing the ERP system back in 2019, which I was originally not involved because I'm the controller and I'm over all the accounting functions at my job. So I was not part of a software team at all. We kept hiring software developer after software developer, and they would quit and they would just no call, no show. They would just never come back. And we went through six in a matter of 4 years. And then COVID happened after that, which further put the project behind. And after that, they decided to ask me to help with the implementation. And they thought it was a good idea because I had worked there 13 years, and they knew that I was committed to my job and that I wouldn't leave. And the owner also knew that I had a little bit of a background in programming that I had done at a previous job. So for the next year and a half, I committed to both my regular job of being the controller, where I do things like compile financial statements, and then I also committed to developing the ERP implementation, where I would write SQL and C Sharp code and anything that was needed to customize our needs. I set regular weekly meetings with each department head about modifications that needed to be made. And after I made the mods, I would hold meetings with the employees who use the software to train them. Once I felt comfortable, I met with the other five members of upper management and set a hard go live date that I was determined to hit. And we were successfully able to go live on the targeted date and transfer away from our legacy system. This commitment was very impactful for my company because we had over $900,000 that was tied up in that software for the about 5 years, and it also proved to pay dividends because the new software is significantly better than the old software, and it's been a drastic change for the better at our company. So, how do you lead with commitment in your life? Well, here's how. First, you need to make sure that something matters to you. It's easy to walk away from something that's tough, and as long as you have a purpose, it'll be harder to walk away from, even when things get tough. Next, you need to commit to less things. If you overcommit, you're going to have too many priorities and you won't be able to do everything at once. And lastly, it's important to be consistent and not be perfect. Leaders don't need to be flawless, they need to be faithful. So as long as you act faithful day in and day out, your commitment will come through and it'll shine. My final thoughts are remember that commitment is the foundation of every great leader. When you choose to stay committed, others are going to follow you. And when they see you believe in something, remember that they're going to believe in that same thing too.